Hello everyone. As we're all emerging from the effects of the quarantine, I'm excited to introduce something new here at Church of the Redeemer called the Institute of Work and Culture. The Institute will endeavor to teach us how to see our work and cultural engagement from a biblical and theological vantage point. I think that a lot of the time, the broader church has a very compartmentalized view of life. We worship God on Sunday, but then we struggle to see how our worship of God is connected to the other 6 days. We struggle to see how our worship of God influences and guides our work. But actually, what we see in the Bible is a connection between these two things. Man was created to cultivate the ground, but then he was also created to have communion with God. He was to worship and to work. But even more than this, his work wasn't just work, it had a particular purpose, to glorify God. In fact, man's approach to his work flows out of his worship of God. The Institute of Work and Culture will seek to unpack this theology of work for us and for our children. I say children because that will be one of the areas of focus. We are privileged to have some wonderfully talented people in our congregation with technical and entrepreneurial skill sets, who can introduce and instruct our older children in these various vocations. And through this exposure, we can then help our children make wise vocational decisions when they're finished with school. But then even more than this, we can help them to see these vocations as meaningful, as ways to serve the church and society, and as ways to honor God. The second focus of the Institute will be for us adults. Again, we have some talented people who can share their talents with others, helping us to foster a community of skillful people that can serve one another in the world. And I also hope to have various forums and lectures where we can all think about a robust theology of work. The final purpose of the Institute will be to have cultural discussions and activities that will cultivate discernment in the many areas of life, such as movies and music, sports and hobbies. So be looking for various events in each of these areas in the future. I do sincerely hope that this will be helpful for our children and to all of us. And finally, if you have a skill set or a business insight that you would like to share with our older children, then please contact me and we can get something scheduled. Thank you for your time. I look forward to working with all of you on this. Blessings to you all.